Hey everybody, welcome back to the Hitchin Post Life with Gary and Sherry. My name is Sherry, and this is going to be a brand new playlist that I'm going to put together that showcases, not really showcases, documents, not really documents. I don't know what it is. It's just a way for me to show you that you can pick up a hobby once again after retiring when you have a little bit more time. And I especially have a little bit more time right now because we finished our log cabin in the mountains. And Gary is working on another project for us. So it's cold outside. It's January the 15th, 2026. And I wanted to do something fun inside without sitting idle, and on my phone. But when we were building the cabin in the mountains and we got finished with it, we needed an under the sink cover to go under it because we didn't want to put door panels. We wanted it open and with the look of the old country time look, of a log cabin. And so I made, with my old Kenmore, I sewed a curtain to go under the kitchen sink. Also, out of the same material, I made one of those bags. It's a long bag that you can put plastic bags down into, like a plastic bag holder, I guess is what you would call it. And I made a bowl cozy out of the same material to keep up there in the mountains. I'm usually the only one that uses them because my hands are always so cold. But I'm going to make another one to take up there, or maybe several more to take up there with some different material, different fabrics. But that opened back up for me a love of sewing that I did when my kids were little. And I wanted to pick it back up, but this time I want to do things correctly. I want to relearn as I go proper techniques, proper terminology, and there is so much information on the internet. So much on TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube. And I have found several people that I do want to follow that I feel like I can learn from and don't go too fast, but that kind of slow it down for me. And I'll share those later in later videos. But we went to some Goodwills up in the mountains and some restores, which were formerly Habitat for Humanity stores, now called restores. We went to some of them. I've invested, I don't know if you can see it back here, invested in a lot of different kinds of materials back there. I've got a huge flannel size king sheet. I've got some drapery material. I've got some placemats and some kitchen napkins. I've even got kitchen towels, and some other material that I picked up like from Walmart or the Dollar Tree, I think it was. But anyway, let's see. So since then, my machine has broken 3 times, and Gary has, there it is. There she is right there. That's my old Kenmore. She's a 158 series, ultra 6 stitch. I got her back in like the early 80s. Well, it'd have to have been around 84 or 85. I say 85 because that's when my late husband and I first got married, and that's when I first, I guess, took up sewing. And I've got some stories that I'll share later about that. But anyway, so I've made a couple of bowl cozies already, and my niece has said that she wants one, so I got to make some for her. But aren't they beautiful? And my mom, I'm going to give her one of these that I've already made. They're not perfect by any means, but that's just me getting restarted, getting reacquainted with sewing again after all these years. I bought all the things I think that I could possibly need at the moment, and so as a restarting over or beginning sewer, there are things that you need, things that you have to have, and there were a lot of things that I already had, so some of those things I still had, and I'm thankful for. But bless goodness, this thing broke 3 different times, and Gary lovingly tore it apart 3 different times. And now it's going, and I think this time we've got it fixed. But During the times when it had broken, uh, jumped in the car and went to Michael's, and I picked up a sewing machine. Gary was like, "Don't you want to buy yourself a new sewing machine?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do." So because I wanted to sew, and just picked one up that we thought was going to be a good one that would be able to do the work, and just let me keep sewing. And found out that it couldn't do the work that I wanted it to do. It couldn't keep up with what I needed it to do. I don't know if there was the wrong kind of needle that was in it, or I don't know. But anyway, it wasn't heavy duty enough. It felt really, oh gosh, I call it plasticky feeling. So I boxed it back up, took it back, and we went to see a man that lives in the mountains in Ashe County in West Jefferson, North Carolina, more specifically. It's called Ash Sewing Center, I believe it is, and his name is Lester Mullis. He is, I mean, the person that you would want to talk to about sewing machines. I said, "You're a big deal," and but anyway, so we got to talking to him about sewing machines. Gary said he had some in there, so he just wanted to take me and wanted to let me see what he had, and not that we would buy any there, but that he could probably make good suggestions on a machine that would be suitable for me. So we were in there, we got to talking to him and learning a lot from him, and he started showing us some machines. And he is a Janome dealer. He works on sewing machines of all types, all brands, and but he is a dealer, not a dealer. I guess so. He sells them, so I guess that would be a dealer, right? And so he was showing me one that not just sews but embroiders as well, and you can do quilting on it, etc. And so he started that day training me on it, and so mine is on order, should be here hopefully next week. But anyway, I do have a new machine coming. It's a Janome, I can't remember the name of it, 89 58 50 98 59 memory crap, I can't remember. But anyway, in the meantime, this sweetheart right here, I'm just going to continue to sew with her. Oh my God, y'all, this is not something I've seen before. This is not something that has happened before. I honestly cannot believe this is happening. Hey everybody, welcome back. A little bit of story time. So, you remember me telling you about my machine, the Kenmore? It broke once. Gary fixed it. It broke twice. He fixed it again. It broke 3 times. I went and I bought a Singer sewing machine at Michael's craft store. It wouldn't do what I needed it to do, so Gary fixed it for me again for the 4th time, and it broke again. The tension knob, and so okay, see, I can explain. So until my new one gets here, let's unbox it. Not a bad looking machine. Heavy duty, 6600. Got the job done.